Hey everybody, welcome back. This is the Final Fantasy VI T-Edition romhack run-through that I am doing. We are up to episode 7 now, I believe, right? As you can see from our save file here, we are deep within Sabin's quest at the split. If I recall correctly, we should be on the train about halfway through. So here's where we are for those who are tuning in. As I've mentioned multiple times, we will need Sabin to be up to level 15 before we are done with his section. I think he's well within that range now because there's a few more plot events to take place. I'm not going to harp on that too much. It's going to happen. We still have Clyde. As you can see, we've renamed Shadow. He's going to be hanging around for very, very shortly before he'll be heading off. And of course, Cyan. So we want to be careful about what he has equipped, because he will be leaving soon. Typically I'll just take all his stuff off if it'll let me. We're also not going to give him any relics for the same reason. But one thing that I haven't done is give Cyan some stuff since he's on board. He will be staying with us for a bit. Alright. So because when we game over, it takes us right back to the last save. I'm being even more persistent about saves than perhaps before. There we go. As I mentioned before, I wanted to get a couple of practices of doing the suplex, or as it's called, Meteor Strike here. Just because one can't play this game and fight the boss of this area without suplexing. See that learned a new Bushido technique, which is interesting because I thought he didn't get his next one. Oh, he's at 15. Okay, so he's a little bit ahead. So that Bushido is going to be Quadra Slash, which is called Jagged Dance. In this one, it will hit 4 times. And so as that bar seems to fill up faster than usual, we might be using that more than I normally would. Normally wouldn't use it a lot just because it's tedious to watch that bar just go up slowly. So maybe we should give that a chance real here. Oh, that is so much better. In fact, there might even be a problem with how fast it is, that you have to hit it right on the... That's why I'm practicing doing this input. Now you'll notice he does about half the damage, but it is 4 hits, so it kind of evens it out in the long run there. Alright. As I was mentioning, I missed on the... I swear I'm doing it right every time. Here was that free heal. At the end of the last clip, I said I was going to get a free heal if I would have made it to here. Ended up using a tent anyhow. I love this little bit though. Sabin is very cavalier about everything. Another quotable line there. Can't wage war on an empty stomach. That line is different than the other translation, the original game. I just love the dining car with the ghost that's serving us here. Now we actually will be coming in the back side of the same car here to get this chest. The earring, which will not be helpful for any of our characters right yet. It actually... So, Aura Bolt, or in this game Aura Cannon, is a magic-based attack, and earrings boost magic power, so it could technically help Sabin with Aura Bolt, and I will consider it, but I think that the 2 relics that we have right now are preferable. they do more important things for my party than his a little extra damage for our ult. There we go. Alright, got meteor strike. But they're floating, so. But I got it right, and that's what was most important with that. So as we make our way through the train here, I think we can realistically get to the end of Sabin's quest in this clip. We do have a few plot points to hit yet, so we're going to just kind of keep a close eye on the time. I feel like Sabin's probably getting pretty close to his level up. We're going to go into these cabins for another little side story thing. They never really did a whole... Oh, Gilgamesh. I think it was something different. I'm trying to remember. Siegfried, I think they called him. Oh, I like the original line. The ox bellows allow me to introduce you to my sword. Oh, hey! It's Gilgamesh's theme! And it's Gilgamesh's sprite. Oh, and he doesn't go down with one hit. Normally, it's kind of a fake battle. He just goes right down after one hit. I got an actual boss battle here. Check it out. Okay. Seems to give me a challenge. What do we got here? And for those not familiar, this is Gilgamesh's theme from Final Fantasy V. Very nice enhancement on this game. Normally, you fight Siegfried, who is supposed to be Gilgamesh, I think, anyhow. But he goes down in one hit, and then that's that. He takes the treasure and he runs, which will probably still happen, or to be honest. But this battle is essentially a joke. I am burning through those high potions, though. I think they're going to put me in a position where I'm going to have to start throwing stuff. Well, not that that did that much help. This ain't good. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I thought this battle might actually go this way, but well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're about to get another game over. In fact, I know it at this point. Was not expecting that. And I truly wonder if we should do it again. Well, I'll tell you what, for the sake of this clip, I'm going to just give it one more try, but we'll jump back ahead to it. Alright, we're coming back in now. I have skipped ahead here. One thing that I thought that might help is I picked up another ghost along the way. So we were right back exactly as we left off the time before. Make sure everybody's got relics that are going to help them in this battle. I'm contemplating putting Sabin in the back row. I think we're going to leave him there. And I actually did forget to get those earrings when I was so focused on getting back to this point, so I will be going back to those earrings after this battle. Now, if I fail miserably once again, we may just pass over this. I mean, we have more to do, of course. But now I know that I'm in for a heavy battle. I'm going to be a little bit more a little bit more cautious and paying attention to what I do this time around. Will not let me suplex him. Whoa. Battle's already off to a bad start. I'm getting critical hit, like all over the place here, and that is not good for me. And this scares me for the boss of the train. This isn't even the boss of the train. I'm assuming that they made this guy a little harder, because he wasn't originally, you know, hard. And that's the reason why I'm going to leave Cyan low hit points, is because Sabin has a Guardian on. He's going to jump over and take some hits. And he's also shelled, has more hit points, so I think that's going to contribute to the greatest chance of success. So just leave Cyan low HP. And then just focus on healing Sabin. And Spin will also counterattack on those as well. But that's going to also... let's go ahead and heal him back up. But I'm going to use Sabin's turn to get Clyde back up as well. And he'll be in low hit points and he'll be guarded as well. But Cyan is our damage dealer right now. We need to make sure he's getting each turn in. There we go. I think this is a good strategy. There we go. And he takes the item anyhow. So I really don't get anything for it. I don't get the item, I don't get experience. But I get some bragging rights, come on, right? That was not easy. So let's double back for that free, the free heal. I'm also going to grab those earrings while we're over here. This game is getting relentless on me. So I think I figured out what's going on with me missing on the blitzes. I'm going to pause a second after I select blitz, because I think the time between me selecting blitz and beginning my key input, it's dropping the first key because it's not registering that I've selected blitz right away. If you notice, you probably can't hear me pressing the button, but the time between where I press the button and I actually see it registering on the screen is maybe about a third of a second or so. So that earring is actually going to come in handy, not for Sabin, but for, as you can imagine, a magic user like Terra or Celeste later. It's going to go on Terra. We're going to build Terra up to be our magic user. And when I say build Terra up to be our magic user, if you're not familiar with how this game works later, we will get these items called Magicite, that can be equipped. And while their primary purpose is to teach magic, their secondary purpose is to enhance stats at level up. So when your character levels up, a certain stat gets a little extra boost. We will ensure that Terra on level up has certain espers equipped, or magicite equipped rather, that will boost her magic stat. And you'll see that when we get there. There's, you know, honestly a bunch of just constant switching around specifically for the purpose of leveling up when we get around to that. So you'll see me switch somebody out with a different magicite for just a second, gain a level, and switch it right back to the other one. That'll happen quite a bit. And there are certain characters that we want certain stats boosted up on. So Terra will be magic, somebody like Sabin will be all on strength. Alright, so we went in there. I went into this one earlier with the area that I cut out of the clip, and it's just an empty room. I won't bother going back in again. But I peeked in there just to see if anything was different, like they added something. Nothing in that one. This next one should have some treasure chests in them. I do appreciate that these couple of battles we've got are easier. Just, you know, the one little whisper guy. I don't like we're not getting enough experience off those, but I think I'm so comfortable with Sabin getting to 15. Yeah, he'll be there before we get off the train at this rate. Oh man, don't want my little ghost guy, but I'm glad he took that hit. Don't want him to die. But realistically though, he will be leaving our party even if he doesn't die momentarily. He does not go past a certain point of the train. And that certain point is just a car or two ahead. And this guy got a couple extra hit points too. Well. He did his job in drawing that attack away, right? Now the Hyperist is definitely something I will be putting on. So I want Black Belt and I really want True Knight on him. The Hyperist is going to boost his power considerably. That's going to come into play with some of his blitzes, I believe. We really do want that on there. We don't want to put True Knight on him because of hit point purposes, but it will help his defense if we do that. Phoenix sounds are always helpful in this. A Sniper Eye will be very helpful in certain events later. Sniper Eye is a relic that will ensure 100% hit rate, so in other words, I won't miss. I don't have a fear of that right now, but there will be times later where that will be more handy. And that's actually where that ghost would have left anyhow, so we're alright. This is a safe point. Just going to top everybody off. We're going to throw a save here. Excuse me. And I am going to hope that I don't get a game over, but realistically this is the first boss in the game that even in a normal playthrough and I'm doing everything right, I potentially could get a game over on. He is strong. He has a couple moves that hits everybody for decent damage. He also has a sap move, which means that when he hits me with it, my HP will just slowly start rolling down. Kind of like poison, but it's called slip damage. So we'll be pulling out all the stops for this guy when we get there. And I can never remember this, which is really sad, isn't it? So I'm probably going to get an unnecessary battle or two, just trying to remember this switch combination. There are people probably watching this screaming at me. Oh, good, that was it. Couldn't remember if it was 1 and 3, 2 and 3, just 2. Alright, here we go. So let's get necessary business out of the way. This is a train, a giant piece of metal, weighing many, many thousands of pounds. And we suplex the train. Now it also does do significant damage, so it's not just for looks. So yeah, it's for looks. We picked up a train. We slammed it to the ground. That's, you know, it doesn't get cooler than that. But suplex, in all honesty, yeah, just to be serious for a second, it bypasses defense. So for enemies that have a high defense, it does, you know, pretty good damage. Now I need to actually start paying attention to healing, throwing some potions with Clyde, because he's going to do acid rain here in just a second. I don't know what that did. Huh. It's interesting. I don't know what that did. But I have some sort of an assumption it had to do with NP, which none of my guys have NP, so that's kind of a pointless move. There's Acid Rain. So we're all going to have slip damage in, and you saw the damage that did, pretty big hit. And he's going to start regularly using that on me as well. Maybe it was Gilgamesh, but I'm not feeling as threatened by this boss for some reason. I'm a little disappointed, I'm going to be honest, because normally this is the first boss that you fight where it could come down to the wire. And that did not feel like a challenge. Now, I shouldn't be too disappointed because I've already gotten several game overs, but... Alright, so we get a little bit of story here. This is a nice little bit. Now, of course, this is the Phantom Train. They take the recently departed over to the other side, as it says in the original game. Now, we didn't want to go there, but it still serves a purpose. And yes, it was full of ghosts and other baddies that we had to fight, but again, it serves a purpose. Considering a lot of people of the castle city of Doma just died, including Cyan's family. He's probably seeing a lot of faces get on this train right now. Nice little bit right there. The game gives us a moment here to just, there's nothing we can do. We just talk to Cyan and wait a little bit. Moment of silence. But that is the train, and we suplexed it a few times. So we have a few more plot points we gotta hit before we meet back up with everybody. But we can kind of go on autopilot for the next few bits. However, this is a big however, I'm contemplating fighting a couple battles here and going ahead and get up to 15 because the next area we do not gain any experience for battles, which means that for the whole next area we're going to be exactly as the team is from when we leave this point. So if I can just quickly gain a little bit of experience with Sven, get him up to 15 before we advance further. One more battle should do it. Appreciate your patience. Part of playing games like this, though, is really the therapeutic nature of just grinding, leveling up, walking around and fighting a few battles. You know, I'm a parent with a full-time job and a lot of responsibilities, and I just don't have the free time I used to. In fact, I'm literally doing this on a lunch break at work. But it is, I mean, it's cathartic to just beat some 16-bit monsters up. It's, you know, what intrigued me, what interested me in role-playing games to begin with, was that, you know, there weren't a whole lot of role-playing games in the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and the fact that you could grow a character, like you developed them, they gain levels, they learned new moves, like we just did here. The whole reason we got to 15 was to get Rising Phoenix, I think they call it in the new version. It used to be called Fire Dance. It's half circle forward to back, and it's going to do fire damage to all enemies, significant fire damage to all enemies, and that's going to be important for the area next after this. So we're going to save it here. We are going to step inside this area, and we are going to remove everything off the slide, because as soon as we walk into here, to the south of here is the Veldt, a wild and dangerous land inhabited by all manner of ferocious beasts. Oh. Originally it says dive into the falls. Why not? Are you crazy? I miss those little touches. As I was mentioning though, I mean, being able to just grow and develop a character, level it up, teach it moves, meant that every gameplay was a little bit different than the last one before it. It made each playthrough unique. That's where we get the term replay value. Because, I mean, it was just getting better and better and better at something until, hey, they're actually phoenixes. Normally they're just images of Sabin. So this particular battle here is actually on a timer. So I can just kind of like hang tight until so much time has passed, and then the true boss comes. But I don't think that you were supposed to know that. You just kind of fight through them, and then eventually it feels like you've gotten far enough, so to speak. Oh, Phoenix Dance is what it's called. which they look like Phoenixes. Like I said, they used to look like Sabins, but it's a combination of Fire Dance and Rising Phoenix, which is what they call it in the advanced re-release. But that's a nice little touch, an homage to both games. Wow, feels like we should have been to the boss by now. But you can see why I harped so much on getting to level 15 and getting this move. Is if you've got a party of bad guys, you need to be able to just knock them all out like that. Once the party gets back together, so to speak, here shortly, we'll be engaged in many battles in a row where there are multiple enemies on the screen. And Sabin's ability to just slice right through them like that is going to be very important. We'll see that in the next clip, in fact. Alright, this is getting ridiculous. This should have ended by now, I'm pretty sure. Normally 4 cycles of fish, 5 if I were rushing it. It's supposed to be like 2 minutes, I think. And then the boss comes. It's getting a little ridiculous, I'll be honest. I wonder if I just sit here in the menu for a minute. Because I do think I have it on wait rather than active. So technically if I'm in a menu, no one should be attacking me, right? I'm just wait here for a second and see if that really does anything. That's what I can't run. Is there something I'm supposed to be doing here? Is it like one of those you can't fight? Can't use a skill? I wonder if there's like some sort of trigger I'm missing here. I'm at a loss, I really am. This has got to have been like 3 times the length that it should have been. There we go. There's a vase. Ooh, it's got some magic. Don't remember him having that before. One thing's for sure, I'm definitely gonna have to stock up on high potions when we get to Moblos. There we go. I don't even get any experience or gold or anything. I'm kind of glad I fought around until I got to level 15 now after that, right? Alright, so after jumping off the world's tallest waterfall there, and surviving yet another water-related floating onto the shore accident, Sabin is very buoyant. We run into this young man, who we actually get to name, so he is a character. A youth draped in monster hides, his eyes shining with a warmth and gentle light. This is Gao. Gao is, by class, a Beastmaster, but not in a traditional way. So he uses moves based on monsters, but not because he catches and collects them. because he learns from them, but it's different than blue magic. Blue magic has to be cast on you, and you learn it as a spell that you can do at whim. He actually mimics the attacks of monsters. So we'll throw a save here, and we'll show you what we mean when we get him. We will not be getting him until we visit Moblez, or we get something that we will need for him to join our party. And you'll immediately recognize these as monsters, or enemies that were fought in Locke's quest when we're going through South Figaro. So the Veldt is the place that monsters all over the world come to, so anyone who has been encountered before can be fought here, with a couple of exceptions, of course, and no bosses, with a couple of exceptions. There are a couple bosses who will show up here. Gao can learn 256 different rages, I believe. I have never got them all, and you can spend a day just trying to collect them all. So Gao shows up here, but there's nothing that I can do right now. He says, hey, I'm hungry, you gotta feed me, I have no food. So I'm just hitting him to make him go away faster. We are going to Moblez, where we will get food, and when we give him food, he will join our party. If all games could be so simple. Just buying somebody a meal for them to join you on your quest to stop evil and save the world, right? Again, the one drawback of the Veldt is that growing up playing a role-playing game, I want to develop my characters, I want them to get stronger, which means that even the littlest battle gives you a couple of experience points. No battles on the Veldt give you any experience. They'll give you gold, which I think I kind of need right now, but they won't give you experience. So you actually will not grow as characters. Gao has the ability to learn things, but not grow in experience as a character. Ooh. Ooh, what is that? That is different music. Huh. That's interesting. So everyone here in Moblez is hearing about war that is going on. We're far away from where the war is taking place in Moblez, so they don't actually see it, but they are concerned about it. This woman here, did you see the house on the far northern plains? Remember when we started at the beginning of the last clip? There was that old man, the crazy old man who had us checking everything. They say he threw his own kid, thinking he was some kind of monster. That's poignant. We'll see how those two relate. This region is known as the Veldt, and monsters migrate here from all over the world. You never know who you might run into. So now that we're here in Moblez, let's just take a look at the shops. We've got some swords and claws. And swords and claws. And then, ooh, look at that! Gao has a weapon he can equip. This is new. Normally he cannot equip weapons. In this game, it looks like they're giving him axes. Oh, goodness me. Am I going to actually use Gao in this playthrough? He is the last character I will ever use, including Umaru. I would rather have Umaru than Gao. This is exciting. I'm also digging that catchy music. So it looks like we're going to probably want to get a couple of these for later. You can see that Tara and Edgar, that'll be an upgrade for them when we get back around to them. So I'm not buying just for my team now, but I'm buying for people to come. There we go. And that gives me plenty of gold left to go buy some high potions, hopefully. We will be coming back to the inn shortly as well. I threw some dried meat to a herd of hungry animals, and would you believe it, some kid grabbed it. So it sounds like Gao likes dried meat. Where could we find dried meat? Those high potions are mighty expensive. Oof. Really though, that's what I need more than anything. Burned through a lot of those outside of battles. Grab one more tent for the road. I have a feeling we'll go through a lot of those at some point in the future. We'll stop there. Alright, so everybody on board with what we gotta do now? We gotta give some dried meat to the kid. Out. Oh, I forgot I still had that. Okay. A couple other things we can do in this town that are of note. So this guy's talking about the Serpent Trench. You need a diving helmet to go down it. That'll come into play shortly. The soldier inside this house is hurt real bad. You notice this guy's running back and forth away from it. A grievously injured soldier wandered to the village not too long ago. His condition does not seem to be improving. Those letters coming from Miranda are the only things keeping him going. So we pieced together all the dialogue that's going on in this town. Miranda is at war with the Empire. In fact, it has been conquered by the Empire. We'll learn later. It's already been conquered. However, the soldier who was in here, I don't exactly recall how he got here again. His love is back in Miranda, and they've been communicating with each other with letters. I tried to flee rather than help them attack Doma, the Empire, but they came after me and I barely escaped alive. Now I can't even move. I'll never see Lola again. There's a letter. Could you read it to me, please? There are even more soldiers walking the streets of Miranda these days, but things are peaceful otherwise. The flowers will soon bloom, now so arrival spring. How are you doing? I'm worried. I wish I could fly to your side and be with you. Which is an odd statement in a world where there literally is only one flying ship, and one person owns it. Makes it sound like that's a thing people can do. Please think only about getting better and try not to push yourself too hard. Sure. I'd like to write her back, but I don't even have the strength to pick up a pen. Well, that's where we come into play, right? Is it this house? You want to send a letter for that soldier? Postage is 500. So yeah, I think you get where this is going, right? This is going to be a regular thing. We'll come and spend a little bit of money, send a letter on his behalf. If we do it so many times, we get something. I don't really know all the triggers to when you can come back and send another letter, so I never really actually, I think, have gotten all the way through it. So white keeps are good, but extremely expensive. It looks like everything is going to be expensive. I could try to sell some stuff. Honestly, there's no reason for me not to. Let's hold off until the next time I've got to buy armor, because I have a feeling that's going to be more important. Twain and Katerin are both 16, the springtime of love. This is the kind of game that's so awesome, because like there are so many things going on in this town right now, and all of them have a little bit of the subplot. So there's something with Wayne and Katerin later. There's the soldier who's sending letters back and forth, who actually is integral to the plot later. That actually will come into play for plot purposes. We gotta get the dry meat to go get Gao from the Veld. It's just a game full of little stories that keeps you entertained and intrigued. Every time you play, it's like the Canterbury Tales. All these like little stories going on. But, better than the Canterbury Tales. That was a weird book. Not that I ever read the whole thing, because it's, anyways. Looks like we're coming up pretty close to where we would normally say at the end of this clip. I was really hoping we'd get through this whole clip, but I think we're going to get right up to the end of it. Let's go ahead and get Gao first. Alright, so we got new weapons, a little bit new armor, not too much. There wasn't a whole lot of armor, it's mostly weapons for us. And those weapons are going to be helpful, come into play, especially next event after this. And looky there. Alright, Gao. Have some meat. So, of course, he talks like Tarzan, since he was raised in the wild. He says you good dancer before, I think, there. This is a nice little bit here, too. He hears Cyan say thou, which he's never heard before, so he, like a little kid. I mean, it's what he is. He's a teenager, a little older, you know, but mentally he's a child. Thou, 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 thou. Cyan, you angry? Cyan, Cyan. I mean, he's a kid. It's interesting, he says, will thou join us? Because he just kind of joins the party, but without a formal invitation in the original game. Want to give us a nice present. Thank you for the food. Shiny, 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 shiny. Anything do that shiny? Mr. Thou like shiny thing? He's Mr. Thou, not me. Ooh-ah. I love it. You know, maybe one time in the future I should name Sabin Thou, just so that scene plays out funny. Hey, we got a toad here. Look at that. Put Gal in the party. The battle can take place anywhere in the world. It doesn't need to be on the veldt. What? Are they saying that Gal can do that anywhere in the world? Gal has become 1,000 times more helpful if that's the case. Defeat the monster. After the battle's over and the monsters are defeated, Gal will learn most of those enemies' attacks. Choose Rage to have Gal use any of the attacks he has learned. I think this is going to be awesome. Because I was just about to say, maybe since this clip is running long, I'll play a little bit and gain some rages for him while we're here on the veldt before we move on. But if he can do that throughout the game, this is gonna be awesome. So, and he can, oh my goodness, he can equip stuff. I am super. Oh, and it actually tells you the moves that are associated with this. Up at the top, Poison Needle, Iron Sting, Magitek Laser, Kick, Tusk, Smash, Berserk. Oh my goodness, we are going to have some fun. Anyways, we're running a little low on time for this clip, unfortunately, so I'm going to call it here. We did not finish Sabin's quest. We are about 10 minutes or less away from it. I may end up spending a little bit of time getting Gal's rages learned next time. We'll wait and have to see. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching. We are getting close to the end of what I like to call Chapter 1 of the story. So please tune back in, and I think that we're going to get through it if we get a good session in. So like, and have a great day.